Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Modeling Stuff, a series of videos exploring how to make games and game-ready assets. This wheel we're making is a perfect example of box modeling using subdivisions to get a polished asset. As we go, we'll tackle some cool modeling challenges and apply a range of different techniques. Today we're looking at topology and cleanup as we get closer and closer to finishing our model. Let's jump into it. Alright, so I'm going to just recap what we were doing last time. We were using cutters to boolean out holes in the back of our wheel design. Now the nice thing here is that it is undoable, it is non-destructive, but the not so nice thing is that the surfacing is really trash right now, and that's okay. I've just applied those modifiers, so I've actually gotten rid of the ability to back up or to be non-destructive. And now I'm looking and I'm seeing that there are a lot of issues with the mesh that need some cleaning up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the surrounding areas, the surrounding faces. Just select them all and hit H, and that will give us a much better area to work on. Make sure that when you're making selections that are going through things to have your X-ray on, otherwise you can't select all the way through. Unlike Maya, it's the one thing I do miss from Maya. Alright, so now I'm gonna have this whole centerpiece and extract it out so that it's not the same piece of mesh. Alright, so now we really do need to start getting in there and cleaning up this topo. It's not 100% necessary for all things, but just in this case, because we've been booleaning, we've created some nasty mesh, so I do want to clear that up. Now I'm deleting 3/4 of this because the laziest artist is the fastest artist. I'm going to remove 3/4 of the mesh right there. And then you can see there's those little bits of overhang. That's because those do not have proper quads on them. So I'm going to triangulate all of these bits of mesh here. Triangulate those. And now I can delete the bottom overhangy bit and the far right overhangy bit. And now we've got a proper quarter to work from. I'm going to remove some of those edges that were created during triangulation that we don't need. So just dissolve those. And now it's just a little bit of a process of cleaning up the vertices. So we want to select by vertice, make sure that you have the auto weld or auto merge, and then snap to vertex turned on. There we go. I'm just going to grab these, snap them together on kind of the nearer ones. I'm using the further away one here just because in the interest of the normals. If you're not really familiar with what a surface normal is, it's the direction that the surface is facing. And so vertices have normals, faces have normals, and if they're not aligned properly, you get these weird sort of shading issues. Now whatever gets done to the front needs to also be mirrored on the back, just to make sure that there's no discrepancy. I'm quickly using the knife tool and cutting across, turning n-gons or multi-sided faces into four-sided faces, building quads. This is not going to translate into a quad very easily, so I'm just triangulating that. Again, I could have just selected the face and triangulated it. And, you know, there's a million ways to do something. You could select each of these quads and cut them. You could just select the n-gon, triangulate the whole thing, and then delete the edges that you didn't want. There's no right way and no wrong way to build mesh, as long as it comes out clean in the end. It's the same thing where if, you know, Studio is using Maya or they're using Max or they're using Blender, it doesn't matter. What matters is you're exporting FBX of a mesh at the end, then who cares where it's built. I always say the best 3D software is the one that you're fastest in. Now I just spotted a vert that wasn't snapped. Just went back in to fix that up before we continued on. And again, I could have triangulated this, but I had the knife tool out. Okay. Now some people are like, oh, why aren't you using hard ops? Why aren't you using box cutter? Those are awesome tools and amazing tools, and they help you go faster. However, I just want to work on showing people how things can be done with just vanilla Blender. Okay, so now I'm mirroring that in the X and Z axes and applying it. So now we have our piece complete. I'm going to bring back, or sorry, first I'll merge out any extraneous vertices. I'll just increase the merge distance just a tiny bit, just so that we can make sure if anything close, it's just going to get merged out. Now, once I'm happy with that, I'm going to bring back the main wheel piece, the outer hub, or sorry, not the outer hub, the main spokes, merge them together, and now we've got to merge those vertices again. So I'll go back into X-ray mode, select all my verts. Again, make sure that you have your statistics or your info available so you can see the number of vertices selected. And then when you merge, you can see that number drop. Okay. And it's important because you want to make sure that all of those vertices get welded back together. All right, now again, this isn't beautiful yet. I'll throw some sub D on there, subdivision, increase the number of steps. And right now I'm just looking at the back of that wheel and I'm thinking to myself, that's really thin. Okay, I've applied a weighted normal modifier just to clean up the normals, make everything fairly uniform. We want to turn on that auto smoothing, increase the angle that allows the faces to smooth between. And now I'm going to select all of the faces on the back here. Just going to turn off the subdivide during edit. Okay, just select. So in this is pretty much going to be the last thing that we do on today. Is I'm just cleaning up, selecting all these faces. We're going to thicken up that backside. And the whole reason for that is structural integrity. We want the thing to look like it would exist in the real world. And right now, that back surface doesn't look like it would be a good clamping surface for a wheel onto a hub or onto a brake disc. So we want to pull that whole thing back. I'll turn off snapping, move it back to thicken it up. Now realistically, you could thicken it up even more than that if you'd like. Now I wanted to put in a edge loop here, but I realized we have a lot of vertex snapping left to do here. Now at first, I'm just going to double check that we don't have any vertices unmerged. Okay, so just do a quick merge, increase that number. Okay, and that didn't take anything away, which means the lack of quads is still there. Those need to be snapped. You can see them on the inner surface. We're starting to run down on time today, so I'll just let you guys know. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to snap out all of these verts so that we create quads in the center. By using the X symmetry, we only have to do half of it. So again, laziness is king. Snap, snap, snap. This will clean everything up and allow me to put in those edge loops, which will help with the subdivision, holding the sides. All right, everyone, this is just about going to wrap it up for us today. Once again, it's time to wrap up for this week. What do you want me to tackle next for our modeling? Whether it's vehicles or weapons, characters or environments, that's all good by me. Whether you're looking for maybe something specific like texturing or rigging or animation, maybe even visual effects, please feel free to sound off in the comments down below. And if you're enjoying our time together here, please remember to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to get more content like this. And if you want to see us grow, please, a share of the channel goes a very long way. As always, stay happy, stay safe, and happy gaming, everyone.